Instagram followers, and welcome to another episode of my very first home. If you're joining me for the first time, my name is Jessica Velazquez, and I have a passion for helping primarily first-time home buyers, first-time home owners who want to take their home to the next level and love their home from the minute they get possession. They take possession and they get those keys. Today's episode is about overcoming an unfinished home. And we're going to talk about the reasons why we have unfinished homes, and also 3 very practical tips that you can put into place right away. So let's get started. Now, when we're talking about unfinished homes, my mind immediately goes to the way we dress. For those of you who love clothes, shopping, who, having a great wardrobe and everything, you will understand what I'm going to say. When you are picking up, selecting an outfit, there's a difference between selecting a dress and an outfit. A dress will be just very nice piece of clothing that you're wearing, but an outfit is something that is completed, complete with your purse, your shoes, your accessories. That is the same thing when we're talking about decorating a home. Let's compare the dress to the most predominant piece of furniture in our home, like for example, a couch in the living room or the tables and the chairs in the dining room. Those are the most predominant pieces. And a lot of people, when they're furnishing their home, naturally that's what you will choose first, and that's okay. We're not talking that is right or wrong. We're going to expand on this topic as we go on. My point is that when you're getting ready for a party, you don't just select the dress. You select everything that goes together with that dress to make it look finished. What in design we call cohesive design. Likewise, in your living room, that is exactly the same thing you do. When you're choosing your furniture, your decoration, you don't limit yourself just, to buying the sofa or the table. You also want to buy everything else that goes together with this piece of furniture. It could be a great sofa, but if it stands alone in a room, then it's not cohesive. Now that it's a quick comparison to how I would describe an unfinished room. An unfinished outfit would be exactly that, just your dress, nothing else, and you know that it doesn't look complete. But when we're talking about rooms or your home, we also find a lot of unfinished rooms, unfinished homes. And I know that because I've talked to many people like you who call and say, I bought the sofas, I bought, chairs, but they don't look together. It doesn't look complete. Something's missing. Or, some people would say, I put together a few things. I bought a rug or some throw cushions, but still doesn't look the way I've envisioned it in my mind. So we're going to talk about that and how to overcome this unfinishedness in a home. But let's talk about reasons first. Let's talk about why a lot of homes suffer from this incomplete look. And it's going to come to 2 things. It's going to come back to money and know-how. And, we're going to divide these 2 groups. Some of you will say, well, I don't have enough money. Or I'm going to wait until the time is right. Or until I have, the budget that I want to do it all at the same time. Some people will say, I'm not ready to settle, so I don't know what I'm going to do in this home yet. Or I don't know my plans for next year, we might move. Or even if you're renting, you may say things like, this is not my home. Whatever the situation is, a lot of these things come back to finances and the budget that we are allowing ourselves to spend to finish our homes, the look of our homes. When it comes to know-how, a lot of people suffer from what I call decision paralysis. And that comes back to fear of making mistakes, the fear of not knowing if you're going to like it, the fear of not knowing where to even start. some of you may have already purchased, a few items here and there, and it doesn't quite look the way you want it. So now you don't want to spend more money, investing in more things that you don't know how it's going to look. So you're in that stage. For that group of people, for that lack of know-how, for that insecurity or the fear of doing it wrong, we're going to talk later on, not in this live conversation, but we're going to tackle that in a series of emails that I'm going to invite you to subscribe to, because I'm going to talk about my decorating toolbox, and that is going to help you overcome the fear of making a mistake. But today we're going to talk about the money issues of an incomplete home and how to deal with those feelings of I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have the right amount. I'm going to wait for the right time. So these are my 3 tips, very practical, the tips that you can put into place, put into action today. The number 1 is find out how much things cost. Find out how much that vision that you have in mind cost. It is the same thing when you're going to buy a home. The first step that you take is to meet with a financial advisor, a mortgage broker, a mortgage advisor that is going to tell you this is how much you qualify for according to your income, and this is how much you have to save for your down payment. With that information, then you meet with a realtor who shows you houses that go according to that. It is the same thing when you're decorating a home. The first thing you're going to do is find out how much changing the kitchen will cost, or updating the cabinets, or replacing the carpet, or painting the whole home. If that's what's in your mind, then find out. There's no point on you saying, I'm going to save X amount of dollars, and when I'm ready, when I have that amount, then I'm going to go ahead and tackle my renovation. You need to find out how much it is. And I'm going to tell you that I have been finding out the cost for a bathroom renovation as we speak. I've met with a contractor, I've gone to a tile supply store, to a cabinet maker, and to a countertop company. 4 different suppliers, and all of them, actually I have to include the glass company as well for the glass shower or the glass enclosure, and I haven't paid a single dime. I am finding out the cost for this project before I decide if I'm going to go ahead with all these elements that I'm talking about or not. I am finding out how much it's going to cost me before I make my first purchase. So this is what I'm encouraging you to do. Find out how much the cost of your renovation of your dream is, because that is going to empower you to then take those steps and save whatever you need to save, and take the steps that you need to take. Now, for the past year, I've been talking about developing a vision, which goes hand in hand with finding out how much your renovation is going to cost. But if you find that too complicated, then at least meet with a contractor and share your dreams. Or if you're replacing your carpets, have a flooring company come in and measure and give you a quote. Even if you're not going to go ahead with it right away, or if you don't know exactly the type of flooring that you're going to choose, at least you will know an approximate amount of how much that is going to cost you. So that is the first step, which goes along with a story that I've shared with you several times, and is that when we bought our first home, our very first home, I remember having all these renovation plans, and you've heard me say this before. I wanted to change the kitchen cabinets and knock down a wall and open the kitchen to this family room and change the floors. But I did not want to, start anything until I had the right amount, because if I was going to change the floors, I might as well knock down that wall, right? And if I'm there, then just change the cabinets and the countertops. And in the thinking and in the planning, 5 years went by. And 5 years without doing anything. It was all in my head, all these dreams and all these plans. And then guess what happened? We had to move. We sold our home. We invested money into, making this home, upgrading it so we could get a better price for our investment. And at the end, I did not enjoy those renovations. Somebody else did. So I'm here to tell you, don't wait until the time is right. Find out how much things cost. Get quotes to then plan how you're going to tackle these renovations. Once you have that information, then you are empowered to decide, I'm going to go ahead with plan A. I'm going to alter it. I'm going to upgrade or downgrade my choices, or I'm going to wait another year until I can save this amount of money. But don't stay waiting, doing nothing. So that is my very first step for overcoming an unfinished home. Find out how much those renovations cost and then plan for it. The second tip is very easy. Tackle one room at a time. If you just moved into your home and you see this empty shell and loose pieces of furniture here and there, the couch and the bed and the dining table, some chairs, a few pictures, it could be very overwhelming because you're going to feel that you are lacking so much furniture, that you don't have any artwork, that you don't even know where to start. In your mind, you probably know that you need a rug and you need a gallery wall and that you want to paint and, I don't know, change the cabinet and make a feature wall, install wallpaper. You probably have all these ideas because you look at Pinterest and you scroll down all these accounts and you admire those rooms. So I'm sure you have ideas of what you want to do. But here you are looking at an empty room, wondering where to start. The first step, am I going to like this or not? And then that fear peeps in and then you don't do anything. So take one step at a time. Do one room at a time. I guarantee that you will feel that you have succeeded in one thing. You'll feel that small success that will help you then tackle the next one. Even if that one room takes you several months. Trust me, you will feel after several months that you at least finished one room. So tackle one at a time and then tackle the next one. If your question is, where do I start? What room do I do first? My answer would be, choose the room that impacts your life the most. If it's your living room because you love bringing friends and guests in and you don't even want to bring anyone because you're ashamed, then maybe do that one. If you work from home and you have a home office and your productivity levels are being affected because you don't even like where you're working, then do that one first. If it's your kids' room and they're fighting because it's a mess and their toys are all over and there's no organization, maybe you want to do that one first. So do the one that impacts your life the most first, and then the next one, and then the next one. And then the third tip for overcoming an unfinished home is to separate a budget for accessories. A lot of us, when we moved into our new home, whether you're renting or you own, you will have an idea of how much this new home is going to cost us. Or maybe if it's your own home and you already have furniture, regardless of the situation, you probably either are purchasing the bigger pieces of furniture or you already have them. Whichever situation you're in, separate a budget for accessories. How much to separate, how much to allocate, the answer is going to be different for everyone. My advice then is find out how much things cost. And nowadays, it's so easy to go online, go to Wayfair, go to Pottery Barn, go to Urban Bar, whatever store you like. All you have to do is go into their website and find out how much artwork costs. Get an idea, an average price. You can find out how much pillows cost, and pillows vary. You can find pillows in HomeSense 2 for $30, and you can buy pillows for $150. So once you get an average price, go with that one. You don't have to go for the most expensive one. Also, don't choose the least expensive one, but at an average price, maybe something like around $35, $40, $50 per pillow. Same thing with the artwork. Get an idea of how much the bigger pieces cost. It doesn't have to be the one you choose specifically, but at least you know, and you're going to put it in a spreadsheet and then calculate, okay, I know that to finish this one room, I need an area rug, and I need pictures on my walls, and I need plants, and then I need pillows. Then add it all up. Then you'll know, okay, I need $500. So that will give you, this is just an idea, of course, but that will give you an idea of how much you should put aside. So whether you have that money, or you're planning to move in 6 months, or that you already own your home and you already have furniture, set aside some budget for accessories. Now, if you tell me that you don't have that amount, that right now it's not in your budget, that's okay. You don't need to buy it all at the same time. Remember my first point. You can always do things, one at a time. Don't wait until you have all of it to then accessorize and finish your room. Do it one by one. You buy just the artwork, and then maybe the next month, or when you can, you buy the pillows. But do something. And when you are purchasing those accessories, purchase the one that fills your soul. Purchase the one that when you look at it, it's going to make you feel happy and joyful. That you put up a picture on your walls that you love, and just by looking at it, that makes you happy. Or you bought that beautiful throw cushion, and even if it's just the one, it makes you happy. Or the rug, whatever it is that fits into your budget, do it. I guarantee that it's going to make you feel that you've accomplished that one thing, and will give you the confidence to take the next step until that one room is finished. My friends, whether you own your home or you rent, or you are in, and that your next step is to purchase one, separate some budget for accessorizing your home. Make it look finished one room at a time, and don't wait until the time is right, because that time may never come. I want you to love your home from the minute you take possession. Don't do it like me, that I waited 5 years to put some money into my home and then renovate, but for somebody else. Don't do that. Love your home now. Love your first home now, and make it a home that supports you, serves you, and makes you happy just by being there. These are my 3 tips to overcome an unfinished home, an incomplete home. Just like an outfit, you start with the dress, then you choose accessories and a handbag and shoes. The same thing is with your house. You start with the predominant pieces of furniture, and then you start adding one accessory onto another. It's layers. So until next week, I hope that this has inspired you to take control of your home and elevate it so you love it today.